Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar from Private Label Legion. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about your IPI score or your Inventory Performance Index and why that's so important. But before we do that, why don't you check out privatelabellegion.com or head over to our Facebook group and give us a like. All right, so what the heck is an IPI score? Well, an IPI score was brought, I think it was in 2020 when Amazon introduced it. It was a score. It was a formula that gave you a score between 1 and 1,000 and told you whether or how you were treated with your inventory. And if your score was under, it used to be 500, then it dropped down a little further. But if you were under, I think it was 400 or 450, you had inventory restrictions. So as a new seller, if you're trying to bring in new product, you could only bring in 200 units. Sounds awful, but if you had a great listing and you were able to have incredible photos, great title, engaging bullets, and you just did it right, you threw up some, maybe some PPC, very little, but just get some PPC going, maybe drive a few external traffic channels over. Well, guess what? You're going to move product. And as you're moving product that first or second week, you're going to send in inventory right away. So you might wait till there's 50 units or 25 units or 100 units, but continually send it in. And you'll be surprised, really surprised at how quick that IPI or your inventory restrictions will start to move up. So that 200 will evaporate. Now, if you get no sales and you don't do anything to promote sales, guess what? You're going to stay at 200. Now, for those of us, okay, or you, I don't know, I don't want to be in this category, but I am guilty of it, once in a while, having a dud product that is in inventory too long. Well, guess what? Amazon doesn't want to be a long-term fulfillment center for you. That's not what they want. They don't make money at that. So they're going to make money at it if you want to keep it there. So they're just saying, look, we want to move product. We want great product. We want, products that are constantly moving. If you're a dud, get it out or we're going to charge you. And so they came up with, it's an inventory health score. And the way to get to this, go into your Seller Central. You can hit inventory, the inventory planning. You'll come up to a dashboard. It's a summary of everything you need to know. Your IPI score is going to be there, and it's going to give you kind of a quick summary of some of the other items that affect your performance. Okay, now I'm talking about inventory performance. Inventory performance will affect your IPI. Okay, so let's keep that straight. But there's really 4 things that affect it. One is excess inventory. If you're moving product into Amazon and you've got 2.5 months to 90 days worth of inventory, great, Amazon loves you. If you start to go 91 to 180, you've got to wonder why you have it there. Could you work with a 3PL or a warehouse that can send inventory over to Amazon every 3 months? It might look better, right? You don't have to have all this product into Amazon. Amazon's going to like you. They're going to like your enough that you're probably going to have an improved score. So when it goes up a bit further, 181 to 365 or 365 plus, guess what? You are into long-term storage fees and you are going to pay through the nose. So you can either remove your inventory, very inexpensive, or you can let it sit and pay. And the rates are always changing. As of today, which is April the 1st, and I'm not doing April Fools here, but they are putting up their long-term storage fees. You can remove it. One of the tips I can give you, if you want to wait a little bit, a couple times a year, at least I've seen this over the years, is that they've given a grace period where you can remove product for free. Again, they don't want it in there, so they'll give you just a bit of time to get it out. And if you want to bring it back in, let's say that you've got some great idea how to move the product, well, you have to wait. And usually that's 3 months. Now, again, that could change. Amazon always changes, but it was a 3-month grace period, and then you can send it back in. So that's the first one, excess inventory. That one's easy to take care of. stranded inventory. If you go into the inventory planning, go to the dashboard, and you'll see these other tabs going across the top. You can check out stranded inventory, and these are just products or ASINs that are not listed. They're sitting there. They might they might not have an image, or there might be a problem with them, and they're not active. It's a stranded listing. So you can fix it. You can click the stranded inventory. It'll give you a link, and once you hit that link, it'll show you a few ways that you can fix it. So just follow the instructions there and try to get rid of that stranded inventory. If the stranded inventory just is there to take up space and it's useless, let's say it's something that was out of date, which I hope it's not, but anyways, get it out of there. Again, it comes down to that inventory that you have in and long-term storage. The third thing you should look at is your sell-through rate. This will help you improve that overall inventory health score. So what is it? Well, it's the ability to improve the sales of existing listings. Now, once you see this, if you see that you're having a poor sell-through rate, which you can find in your dashboard, so you can just click on it, or you can go into your performance tab and you'll see it. You just, how to improve it, you just click on it and it'll come over to a drop-down menu. And that drop-down menu will show you how to improve the listing. So you can create a sale, you can improve the keywords, you can improve the listing overall, you can advertise, you could drop the price. And so all they're gonna do is just provide different ways that you can help build up that listing so people will take advantage of your product. So it might be as simple as just getting more eyes on it. You might have great conversion, but you don't have enough traffic. So they'll suggest maybe creating a PPC campaign. Or it might just be your image or your title is poor, or your keywords, you need to add a few. So you just have to do some competitive analysis. They're telling you, that there's an issue. So you go in, and they're also going to tell you, the cause of it. It could be low traffic or, keywords. And over to the far right, it'll tell you what you can do. So you just click on it, and then it'll take you to the right page to fix whatever you have to fix. Now, the final one, probably the most important, is in stock. So you have an in-stock rate, and if that's poor, what that means is your really good selling products, the products that Amazon knows can sell, keeps going out of stock. Why are you going out of stock? So this is where inventory management comes into play. But if you've got a great product, maybe the first time you don't know how good it is, and then it just, your stock's just blown out the doors. But the second time or the third time, you've got to make sure that you keep up the inventory. Now that comes down to you, it comes down to your cash flow management, but it's so important. If you don't keep the more popular products in stock, you're going to get a very poor rating. So all that does is it affects the overall score. Now let's go back to the IPI. Just because you have a great IPI score does not mean all of your products are going to be unlimited. I hear this a lot. Every single product, every single ASIN that you have has its own score. So you can go and you can check, you can click the down arrow when you go in and check your restock. So if you click, there's a tab when you go into your dashboard, it says restock. Click that, all your products will drop down, and beside the amount available, you'll see a drop down and you can see how many you can order in. Well, some will be more than the other. If it's brand new, you might see 200. If you're keeping on it, like I mentioned, if you're sending out 50, or another 50 within a period of a week, that might be up to 350 or 450. And then you might see some that are at 1,600. How did they get that high? Well, that's because it's moving and you're on top of it, and the score is proper, and the inventory for that is all those things I was talking to you about affects the score of what product can ship out, how many units can ship out. It's all just a simple calculation. So by taking care of those 4 items that I talked to you about, by going into your dashboard and checking out your IPI score, just monitor it and you'll see improvement right away. So remember, if you keep excess inventory, stranded inventory, in-stock inventory, and sell-through all together, well, first of all, your IPI score should be great. You should be able to maintain a really healthy IPI score, as well as an overall inventory health score. And it's so important if you want to be able to have and move lots of product in Amazon. You don't want to be limited with restriction issues due to your IPI or just poor performance. So if you found this video helpful, head over to privatelabellegion.com or over to our Facebook group and give us a like.